The current event that I chose to speak about today was an incident that happened with the Phoenix Police Department on August 19th, 2024. This story came out October 10th, 2024, and it involves the Phoenix Police Department and a man named Tyrone Scott McAlpin. What happened was the Phoenix Police Department were called to a Circle K gas station reporting of a nuisance in the store. When the police arrived, they spoke to the Circle K employees and they described a white man who was inside of the store causing a scene, disrupting, and basically being a nuisance, and they wanted him kicked out and trespassed. The man who was causing a scene was a white man and he was outside of the store. When the police went outside to speak to the man, they had spoken with him, and the man had told the police that he was assaulted by a black man. When he was telling this story, he had pointed to a black man off into the distance. He had pointed out a black man, and the police, rather than gathering more evidence or communicating with other witnesses, drove and approached the black man. There was body cam footage and security footage that was released that showed the police officers pulling up in their police vehicle to this black man and immediately jumping out of the car and assaulting him. The first officer had approached him, and no de-escalation, no communication, had basically began attacking him, and then another officer joined in and they were able to get him onto the ground. They were telling him to put his arms behind his back, to which he did not do. Once they had gotten him onto the ground, they placed him in an illegal chokehold and repeatedly punched him in the back of the head multiple times and tased him multiple times. Once they had gotten him detained, they found out that the man that they had arrested, his name is Tyrone Scott McAlpin, they found out that this man is deaf and has cerebral palsy, so he's disabled, and he could not hear their commands or their instructions to put his hands behind his back. Tyrone Scott McAlpin was charged with aggravated assault and resisting arrest. And this really became a story because a week or two ago, the body cam footage was released and the security footage was released of this event that showed that that the Phoenix Police Department had approached this man with no intent of communication or de-escalation and was immediately violent. A week and a half ago, it was announced that Tyrone Scott McAlpin was charged with felony charges of aggravated assault and resisting arrest. When it was announced, the body cam footage and the security footage of the event was also released. And the police reports against Tyrone had described him as not being willing to comply and not listening to instructions to comply. And then 4 days ago, it was announced that the charges were going to be dropped by the DA after spending some time in jail.